Happy Tuesday! It's Scan and Cut Day! Oh my goodness me. Never, ever, ever did I imagine we will be able to bring you an auto blade, an SDX, for the price that we've got today. So we're going to get into it, but first of all, I want to introduce you to the team. So we've got a lovely Stephanie who's going to be hosting for you this morning, and then you're going straight next door,
I
aren't
am.
you, to do the next hour?
And then I've got a brand new, I'm a bit excited about this, you don't know about this. I've got a brand new technique for teaching painting that I've come up with, and it's blinking awesome.
Look at you. So we've got a cracking day for you. We've got our Sophie on camera. Sophie's normally sat upstairs doing two red robins, one of our graphic designers. And we've got the dude in our ears, Andrew, this morning from home. So where can you watch us and how do you shop? It's super easy. You don't need to miss a second of the shows. So you can watch us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and on our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. If you're going to shop on either of the social platforms, we're going to show you a product, and that product will have a code, and all you do is type shop and then that code into the comments underneath the video. That's going to pop it into a virtual basket for you. Then we're going to send you a message that has in that message a link. So when you're ready to check out your baskets, click that link and it will take you to your account on our website. Please log in, because it's really important that you log in, especially on a deal like this, because then if you log into your account before you check out, you will get club discount, loyalty points, and on a basket spend over £35 free shipping, which is amazing. Now there's something else you can do as well now. So if you go onto the live shopping on highlightcrafts.com, there is a button that says schedule. Click on the schedule, and then there's another button that says shop all deals, and you can shop all the deals for today in one go, which means that you can build your basket and get it to over that £35. So you're not paying postage on each basket, which is really exciting. So you can shop ahead by doing that, but only if you're a club member. And to join the club, all you need to do is open an account, which is free, and the club's free. So why would you not? If you're going to shop with us on highlightcrafts.com, all you need to do is add the items to the basket that you would like to buy. It's going to pop them into a little red shopping bag at the top, and when you're ready to check out, click on that basket and that will take you through that checkout process. Right,
okay, so you're all starting to join us and start watching. So we are going to tell you about this deal, but we'll tell you again in a few minutes. But during this hour, our lovely Mel is going to show us how to cut our trasparente on my Italian's getting better.
It is getting better.
Had garlic bread as well as spaghetti bolognese.
Yes.
So we're going to show you how to cut this on the Scan and Cut, which is super exciting. We have some of the MDF back in stock, which I think we probably need to tell you. And the deal on the Scan and Cut is literally the lowest it has ever been. Right, so first of all, let's talk about the MDF stuff that we've got. Because we have more than we had before.
Yeah, we do.
But we still don't have as much as we'd like. Now it comes really nicely packaged as well, and the way Mel's already explained the way to shop. Now for those of you that haven't literally watched us before, we would love to hear from you. So please send us a message and I will go and find the iPad so that we can talk to you.
Lovely.
Because as normal, we are super organised. Nothing ever phases us.
Just do what we do, don't we?
Including a dodgy tan. Right, I'll see you in a minute.
Are you going to go and get the iPad?
I am.
Got a very dodgy tan. I'm glad you tried it on herself and not on me. Hannah described her as an Oompa Loompa. Right, now then, Shop Odd is going to get you the MDF to make this oddities box. It's Shop Odd and it's $34.99, and you're also going to get the SVG files to cover the outside of the projects. So you've got the lid first of all that comes off. You could use that as storage if you wanted to, because you could have it like that. Then we're going to take out these two compartments. So you've got one that's got shelves in and one that's got a shelf and drawers in, which is super cool, right? I love stuff like this. And we've only just started doing MDF with SVG files. I've wanted to do it for so long because it's so much easier, especially when you've got things like these notches. so you're not having to go in with your sandpaper or your craft knife. The file will fit. Now, our Sophie, who's on cameras today, took pictures of these last week, and they are as a downloadable PDF, Soph?
Yeah, they're on the back of the instructions.
They're on the back of the instructions, which will be fabulous. So you're going to get that, and that's going to show you how this is built, because if you look at this side piece here, because I wanted it to look like a piece of furniture, I didn't do the papers right to the edge, because otherwise it just looks like it looks flat. Having these pieces that are slightly shorter or slightly narrower makes it look like a proper piece of furniture, which I thought was lovely. So we've got those two, and then you've also got this base. Now, hidden in the base is this little piece here, and this drops on top of there and gives you your secret compartment. So your chocolate storage is in there. Then all of this literally just slots back in like so. Just pop those back in there like that. Other way around, Melanie, that would help. You got it the right way around. There you go. So those drop into there like that, and then that lid sits on top, and that's your oddities box. So flat pack. Now, what the guys who are cutting our MDF did this time was they laser etched the piece names. So top box sides, top box front and back. All of that they've etched onto the MDF, so it's not on the pieces that you're going to take off and use. It's actually on the waste bit that you'll have. So you've got a good instruction on how you can do that. But if you fancy making that, it's shop odd, and it's $34.99. Now, if you're in the market for a little storage box, whether it's index cards, whether it's where everything is in your craft stash, whether it's a birthday box, whether it's a wedding and you're planning a wedding, this one is going to give you, again, the SVG files for the outside of the box and also your index cards. Now, I haven't covered the inside of mine because I haven't decided whether I'm going to do papers or paint. One little tip I would give you, if you're going to paint the inside, please use a matte varnish first. We sell one, it's a Cadence product. You'll find it on the website under the Cadence brand shop, but varnish it first. And what that does, because I painted mine, so first of all, the inside of the first one I painted white. Took me 4 coats, which is crazy when you consider I was using Cadence. But that was because the paint, the moisture in the paint was picking up the leftover residue of it being cut on a laser, so it went a bit horrible yellowy colour.
Yeah.
So the next one I used the Cadence matte varnish, did that on the inside first, and then painted it night and day, single coverage, absolutely fabulous. So if you want that one, it's Shop Recipe, and that is $19.99.
Well, we've got lots of you watching this morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much. Good morning to Irene and Tracy. Tracy says that we both look really lovely in red today.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Julie, good morning. Pauline, morning everyone. Set to be a bit of a scorcher. It's lovely to have every of you. Mitch, it sounds like you've had a bit of an interesting time. She's had the kitchen floor up and found there's been a leak.
No. Oh, that's a big
I
job,
know, it's just, wow. Morning, Pam. Morwenna, good morning. Hi, everybody. Right, so I'm going to be doing the show one-handed because I've got
Come on.
Come on. Thank goodness I'm doing an experiment. It's gone wrong. Andrew, don't make it worse.
Andrew, all he said was, oh, wow.
Well,
He said there's no making that worse.
I know, it's bad, isn't it?
Well, it's not as bad as it could have been.
Oh, it is. You see up here. I only did it down that bit because I've got my t-shirt on. It's not worked.
Like you bought past tea and gone like that.
Anyway, that's not,
Right.
I'm not using that brand. Right, everybody, good morning. Right, let's just talk about this espresso. Then we're going to go and tell you about this deal
We are.
that we've got. So, first of all, Mel, we've got on here our 2 latest collections. I'm going to give you the details and show you what they are. So we've got, and remember when you shop with us, you type the word shop and then for this one, camp. So there are your lovely Passiflora. Then you're going to get your lilies and look at how many irises, I beg your pardon, how many different designs you've got and shapes, and also the leaves on here. Then you're going to get your butterflies, which are stunning. And
They
the
are
colours that you've got here, you've even got little tiny hints of just a tint of pink that go with your campanella. So you're going to get all of those included. Shop Camp, they're $35.99. Now, the reason we've got these on the show, besides the fact that lots of you haven't seen them because they're brand new this week, is that Mel's going to show you how to cut them on the Scan and Cut. So if you'd like those, $35.99 gets you all 4 of those sheets. Then the other thing that we've got for you is the Nigella collection. So Shop Nigella, as somebody said something, because Sophie's smirking. So these are your Nigella flowers, and the butterflies are exquisite. These lovely little butterflies. The detail on these, and you've then got the next one, which is our butterfly orchid. You're also going to get this one, and this is my favourite sheet we've ever shown you because I love these. They aren't little buds, but they look like they're artichokes, but they're amazing. And then all the pinks and the lovely soft colours all coming together. And then finally, you're also going to get the crimson selection. All of that is $34.99, Shop Nigella. Right, now these were really popular when we first showed you them. We've got them back in, we've got these in stock. We launched them on Saturday. If you want to get hold of those, please don't wait for them. We do also have in stock the embossing mat and the tools, the wooden tools, which make all the difference to it. If you'd like those, Shop Emboss, they're $17.99. And also we've got the make your own printable films. So these, you'd actually print out the layers on either rice paper or napkin, or use napkins. You use the glue that comes with it. You've got 4 sheets of clear, 4 sheets of the actual the white, and all of that together at $39.99. I would say, guys, this is actually a great way of doing it.
Because of all the MCS we've bought you, all those digital files, all those beautiful florals, you can now use them with your Sospeso. And what happens with this is that you then heat it over a tea light or a heat gun.
Yep.
And then you shape them with the tools. They're super, they're beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And it's the simplest thing in the world to shape them. So I'm going to show you how to cut those out as well.
So, yeah, a lot of you have actually congratulated me on not putting it all over me. It is getting darker, as I have to say. We have got a couple of new people watching.
Welcome.
Our lovely Sue. Good morning, both. First time I've logged onto your shopping channel, smiling at your hand, but probably wouldn't have noticed if you hadn't drawn attention to it. Well, the thing is, Sue, we are
real.
Yeah, I think that's the word. We share our successes and our failures with you. And we'd love to welcome you to this fabulous, crafty, creative community where we just try and make life kind and happy.
Absolutely.
Happy is a real good thing. Now, we've got a quick question from Adrian, which is, which side do you print on the Espresso Transparente white paper, please, as they are slightly different? Right, let me explain that properly to you. So you print on the paper then on rice paper or on photocopy paper, and you glue it onto these, so you don't physically put this through the printer. There's loads and loads of YouTube videos. Monica, the lady who owns the company, is as mad as a box of frogs, but she's amazing. If you go on there, but also you can watch back the show from Saturday.
Yes.
And you can see how Mel did it then.
Absolutely.
But you'll see loads more of this. And if I haven't explained it properly, Adrian, then please just message us again and we'll help you.
Okay.
And that's one of the other things I was going to say.
Can I just add one thing to that? So I would recommend rice paper over copy of paper. Copy of paper, even the thin stuff, has too much structure to it. The rice paper is absolutely phenomenal. Now, when you're working on the white, you're going to use the glue on the white and put the rice paper with the colour facing up. On the transparent, it doesn't matter which side you use, but you're going to put the rice paper facing down. So you get that gloss over the top of your flowers.
And then also to let you know about this as well, is this is a brand that we're going to be bringing you every month because we've talked to them, we've looked at their product development, and this is really important. And it might be interesting for you, Sue, and for anybody else that hasn't heard us say this. We choose to partner companies that are happy to talk to us about product development, the background behind their brands, and why we should be sharing it with you. And if it's not, hasn't got the history and everything else behind it, there isn't a reason to buy it. We're crafters, you know, the whole business. We worked out there were hundreds of years of us together, absolutely. And that's why it's here. So that's, you know, this is going to be a fabulous brand for us to develop. And also, if you're buying it now, we want to be able to support it in 6 months' time. That's important.
Absolutely.
Right, I'm going to put the air conditioning on for our lovely Mel, who's hot, while she tells you, and she's hot because of this hot deal.
I am, absolutely. Right, come with me. So, I've been trying to get, well, I've been talking to Brother for a while about this, about doing a really, and I mean a ridiculously good deal on the SDX tattered lace machine. So first of all, let me tell you about the machine. So it's a Brother Scan and Cut. It is an SDX, which means it has full auto blade technology, which means that instead of you setting the blade depths and the pressures, it will go along, it will read the depth of the material that's on your mat, it will then work out those settings for you, and it will cut it as many times as it needs to get through it cleanly, which is just incredible. It also has a 300 dpi Brother scanner built in, which means that when you're doing things like your sospeso trasparente, you can scan that in, and we're going to show you how to do that in this hour. It could be your drawings. If you're scanning to USB, it's actually a 600 dpi scanner. So all your important documents, your photographs, etc., if you want to store them, you can scan them in because it's a scanner, so you can use it for that as well, which is great. Also, if you've got the sublimation printer, you can use the scanner in this to scan in maybe the children's artwork, and then you can put that onto a mouse mat, a tin, whatever it is you're going to do. Now then, inside the box, so inside the box you're going to get your stylus and your spatula. You're also going to get your regular auto blade, which will come in here. All of your blade and your tools will be inside this compartment in a little white wallet. So this is your auto blade. This will cut everything from vellum to grey board to denim, leather, oilcloth, all those thicker materials, but it will also cut really, really fine detail as well. So that's your blade that comes with it. Now in this machine you get 2 standard mats. Now the standard mats are £24.75 each, and you're getting 2 of them, so you've nearly £50 worth of value in the box as well. So it's getting better and better, right? Now then, because this is a tattered lace one, you're going to get 682 shapes and images and icons pre-installed into the machine's memory. You then also get 7 full fonts, so uppercase, lowercase, numbers and punctuation. And then you also get 100 quilt blocks. So if you're a fabric crafter, this machine is a game changer, because you can set the block to the size you want it to be when it's finished, when it's stitched, and it will work out all the pieces. It'll flip them if it needs to. It'll tell you the quantities of those pieces that you need, and it will lay them all out on a mat. Then you can draw onto your fabric with an erasable pen, and then you've got a sewing line, and then it will cut it with a 1/4-inch seam allowance. It's amazing. Now on top of that, via the Artspira app, which is a Brother app that is quite new actually, but there is a subscription. It's a subscription based if you want it to be. You can get free designs. You can also sign up to a monthly subscription or a yearly subscription. However, you're going to be able to access 90 tattered lace designs from Artspira without subscribing. So you'll go in there, there's a little video that Hannah did. We'll get that put on our socials for you as well, to show you exactly how to access those. So on top of the 682, the 7 fonts and the 100 quilt blocks, you're going to get more tattered lace designs, which is really exciting. Right, now then, the machine's recommended retail price from Brother is £399. I got them down to £299, so we've knocked £100 off the bottom line, which is absolutely phenomenal. On top of that, now when we talk about our club membership, we have different tiers of discount. So the more you spend with us, the more discount you'll get as you build up those tiers. In tier 1, which is if you're brand new to us, you've bought a few things, you're in tier 1, you will get an extra 5% discount even on this. So that brings your price down to £284.05 for an SDX. I know. Then we're going to give you back, so we have a loyalty point scheme. So every pound that you spend, you get points. The value of those points for this machine is £14.20. So we're going to take off your discount and we're still giving you points. That brings what you're paying down to £269.85, which is phenomenal. And then I got a bit cheeky, because like my mum said, if you don't ask, you don't get. We're including the 3 months club membership, which is worth £29.99. So the Scan and Cut Club, we've only done 1 class so far. I've just made the second one and we're filming it tomorrow. So the Scan and Cut Club is all about learning your machine, getting it out of the box and learning it in the best and most exciting way, which is project based. So you're going to have 1 class a month for the next 3 months. So it's £10 a month, basically. You're going to get SVG files as downloads and reflections. And you're also going to get access to a unique Facebook group where you're invited to join and you can share all your makes and inspiration. And it's a lovely group and there's quite a lot of people in there already who are sharing their passion for Scan and Cut, which is lovely. You'll also get an email address where you can email me and I'll go and have a look at that a couple of times a week and answer your questions, or I'll add them into what I'm teaching you in one of the classes. So the classes become bespoke, which is fabulous. And that's normally £29.99 for the 3 months. The class is recorded and it will be on your account, so you'll be able to watch it over and over and over and over again, which is brilliant. So take the value of that off and you're down to £239.86 for an SDX Scan and Cut. Now, different people will buy this. First of all, people who don't do it for craft. Maybe they've got a little business and they're personalising water bottles or laptop cases or mobile phone cases. The other people that will buy this is people who are crafters and understand the value that you're getting in this deal, because it's absolutely phenomenal. Never, ever, ever, ever have we ever brought you a Scan and Cut under £250 with all the extras that we're giving you, taking off, discounts off, points on, club included. It's mad. Now, the other people that might want to buy this might be a CM user. Maybe you've been after upgrading and you're like, well, yeah, but that's like another £499. I get it. But now today, for an auto blade technology, and it was interesting because I taught a Scan and Cut class in Academy on Saturday and they all bought SDXs and they bought it because they were scared of cutting through the mat. So instead of having to set your pressures and your blade depths, this will do that for you. And I have to say, this is a true auto blade. So there are some other machines out there that say auto blade, but actually it's a drop-down menu where you choose from cardstock, lightweight cardstock, medium weight cardstock, heavyweight cardstock. I don't know what that means. What this does is it goes along, it reads the depth of the material and it cuts it out. It's absolutely superb. So Shop Machine is going to get you the tattered lace SDX for £399 today, £399 recommended retail, £299 today. That's an amazing deal to start with. But then you're going to get your discount. Now, the minimum discount you'll get will be 5% if you're in the first tier. Then we're going to give you your points back, which are worth £14.20, which you can then spend at a later date, maybe on a mat or some cardstock or an SVG download. And then also you're going to get your club included, worth £29.99, which is just phenomenal. And if you're already a club member, then you're getting a great deal on the machine, because that is absolutely phenomenal. So, choices and choices, I know, right? It's exciting, isn't it? To be able to bring, so everybody can access an SDX. That's what I wanted. And I didn't think Brother would come back and say yes, but they did.
And I'm going to do something here that's going to cause chaos in the office. So I'm glad Diane's not in yet.
I'm glad you're doing it and not me.
Because for those of you that... we're doing it, Andrew. He says, don't do it. So, if you don't know what I'm going to do, he says, I know what you're going to do. I'm going to send them my tanning tips. You didn't know that, did you? He says that's a lie because you don't have any. I do. The tanning tippers don't do it. Right, apparently.
Yes.
Can I just ask, that has no knobs, does it? They're all buttons.
That's no.
It's a genuine question.
Yes.
It's
all
buttons.
Yes.
Because there's a problem with knobs, apparently.
It's for someone's kitchen.
Ah. Oh, okay. I'm just checking. It's not got any knobs. Right.
In the comments.
Right.
So they have not a fun in the comments.
I'm
They
sure
are.
they
They're
are.
enjoying this.
Good.
Right. Okay. So we've got a lot of questions in here.
Fine.
The first one is, if you buy this machine today and you are already a club member, it will be a surprise, but we will send you an SVG file that just is a little gift to you for being a loyal club member of talking about your Scan and Cut
Yep.
club and for purchasing it. And although you are getting a phenomenal deal, and we
Absolutely.
added that the last minute, we'll put that in there just so that you don't feel left out.
Okay.
But you do need to email help@highlightcrafts.com, and please don't email till after 10 o'clock when I get out of here so I can warn the team, because otherwise they'll all go, what's she done now? Right, now questions. Can I ask what paper I should use for cutting the reflections on the Scan and Cut?
Okay.
I'm confused.
Right.
And then we've got quite a few more others relating to
Okay.
the SDX.
Fine.
Okay.
Okay, so when you're cutting with your premium, I would use your pure print. Don't put premium pure print anywhere near this machine for your reflections, because the fibres are so tiny, it almost has a bigger surface area, if that makes sense, a denser surface area. So the glue grabs it and it doesn't want to give you back. However, our regular pure print 140 is what I cut all my reflections out of, and I do 140 because unlike a die that has that kind of rounded cutting blade, if you like, that tucks the card into itself, the Scan and Cut has a straight blade. So when you're cutting reflections, because we always give you decoupage on our reflections, you'll see those white edges if you use anything thicker. So 140 pure print is the perfect paper for printing off your reflections. Make sure that you're printing them at actual size or 100%. Don't do fit to page, but this is going to be fantastic.
Okay, so we've got a lot of questions about if they're already in the club and they buy this, what will happen? So we will do two things, and it depends on how I can set this up in the system, but I'm pretty sure we can. Might just take us a day or two. We will either give you membership to the next 3 months of the club, which would be probably the best thing for you,
too.
or we'll give you the choice of a download, but we will make it right for you.
Absolutely.
So anybody that buys this already a member of the club, then that's what we'll do. I've got people asking, how do they get into the Facebook group as part of your club if they're already a member?
Okay, if you're already a member, you should have had, did they get an invite?
They
think
did.
You have to ask, did they get an invite? Yeah?
Right, you should have had an
Should have had
invite
an
on
invite.
your original email.
Yes.
But we will go out and we'll put a note up on Facebook, and we email us help at Highlight Crafts if you can't, and we'll sort it out for you.
Lovely.
Right, now this one. I have an SDX 220D.
Yep.
Is the SDX-TL an updated model to mine?
No, absolutely not. So all the SDXs are exactly the same machine. It depends on the content that you get pre-installed into the machine's memory. So let me tell you the difference between yours and this. So first of all, yours has Disney. This doesn't have Disney designs in it. So you've bought a specific Disney machine. Secondly, yours will have more shapes. We've never sold the 2200D, so I don't know how many there are inside. But on this one, there's 682, plus 7 fonts, and there are extra fonts that you can access in Canvas Workspace. And if you go to Brother Solutions Centre, UK, as if you're doing a download, you can also get something called Scan and Cut Type Font Converter, which is free, and it can then use all the fonts that are inside your PC. So this has 682, 7 fonts, 100 quilt blocks, plus the 90 tattered lace designs that you can access for free via the Artspira app. We'll put a video on about how to do that as well. This is about if you're upgrading from a CM not having to set your pressures and your blade depths anymore. It's also whisper quiet.
Yes.
So it wasn't until you go back to using a CM machine that you realise how quiet this is, because it's whisper quiet and it cuts like an absolute dream. In fact,
can we cut this and then we need to go down the counter, please?
Okay.
So, but all of you that are asking, if you're already club members and you buy this, what happens so that you get that extra £30 off? We will give you either membership to the next club, which will be the same price, or we will give you a download to that value. But there you go, guys. You're not going to miss out.
You won't miss
whichever
out
way.
because it's really important. Because I was thinking about that this morning actually when I was coming in. If you've already got a CM and you are a club member, but that'd be great if we could do the next.
Yeah, absolutely.
The next 3 months. Right now then, scanning. Okay, so there's a scanner built in, and I was the first person to go, why do I need a scanner in a cutting machine? Why do I need a light on a trimmer? I know, right? And it wasn't until one day when I wanted a flourish and I couldn't find one anywhere on my dies, my punches, my cricket cartridges. I thought, oh, what if I do that? So I did that, scanned it in, and it worked. So now I wouldn't buy a machine without a scanner in. So this is one of the Sospeso Trasparente sheets. Now, normally you just cut them out with a pair of scissors, but I've worked out how you can do this. So and each sheet will be slightly different. Some you'll be able to scan in grayscale, some you'll have to scan in colour. Okay, so it will depend on the sheet. This one in particular, because there's a lot of white on white, or it's very close to white on white, it's got the shading in there. Then I'm going to use my scanning mat and I'm going to scan in colour. Okay, now when you get your scanning mat, and it is on the shop scan, there's a blue strip that goes across there. Take that off, it helps it recognise colour better. So all we're going to do now there's no adhesive on this, so this is a clean background. This should be a one-off purchase if you look after it. Just saying. Right, so I'm scanning this in now, and we're going to scan to colour. Okay, so I'll show you how we do this. So from the main screen, we're going to scan, and we're going to scan to create cutting data or a cutting file. So we're going to click on that. Now in here, you can go from grayscale to colour, just literally by clicking that button. So if I press OK now and press start, it's going to scan this in. Now listen how quiet this machine is. That's as noisy. Well, it gets a little bit noisy when it's noisier when it's reading the depth of the material. But apart from that, this is it. So if you're somebody that gets up in the middle of the night and crafts and you don't want to wake up the rest of the household, this is perfect. If your craft room is within the main living area in your house and your other half likes to watch TV at night, this isn't going to distract. Right, so I'm going to drag the arrows up now, and I'm just going to go over that little bit of writing at the bottom. Okay, and see if we can get rid of that before we start. Then I'm going to press OK. Now when you're scanning in colour, it will take a little bit longer to recognise it, because now it's not just looking for the shades of grey, it's looking for the colours. And there will be some sheets where it will cut everything, and some of the smaller sheets, it doesn't. Some of the smaller sheets, it kind of attaches a few together because they're very close. So then you just go in and snip it out. But on the whole, I've managed to get it to do this. Now, why am I scanning it in a scanning mat and not my regular mat? Twofold. First of all, it's transparent. So it will see all the little cut lines on your mat through the transparency, and it will bring all those up, and you'll spend days deleting all those little bits off, which will drive you crazy. Secondly, it's if you put it directly onto a mat, it's going to pull some of that transfer off. It's going to pull some of that image off. So we're going to show you how to do that. Right, I want the outside edge. That's all I want. Okay. Now you'll see here, can you see there how it hasn't picked some of the flowers up, and some of the others it has. Now when I scanned this in earlier with different lights on, it scanned perfectly. So I'm going to go back and try it in grayscale first of all now and see what we get, because I got a better scan than that this morning. So we'll scan to cut data this time, and we'll try it in grayscale and see what we get. Because sometimes it picks up too many colours, and then it finds little bits and it thinks, oh, there's a light bit, I'll go inside that. Let's try it both ways and then we'll see what we get.
Right, we've got a question from Jane.
Hi, Jane.
Can you just say the link for the font converter again, please?
Yes, so if you go Brother Solutions Centre UK, it needs to be UK. It will then ask you which machine you own, what version of Windows or whatever you're working on, and it will ask you for your machine, and then you'll scroll down, and when it comes to the terms and conditions, I think it's still there, scroll down, and it's called Scan and Cut Type Font Converter. It's free, and it means that you can then access your files in your machine.
Carol's saying she wished she'd bought this machine when it was on offer with all the TL magazine files.
Right.
That old offer, I think we can still
Yeah, we can
honour,
still do that if you want.
but it would be it's a slight. Can you remember what the price was?
$349.
$349.
Yep.
So there you go. So that deal would still be on offer. But guys, let me just explain this bit to you. You know, we're very transparent here. We tell you like it is. I mean, pretty much, even if it's going to get us into trouble. I mean, I don't mean the kind of fun trouble, but I mean proper trouble, because there's only one way to be. And the reason that we've survived this long in the industry with all the stuff that has gone on, especially in the last 4 years, is because we're joined up, we're a team, and you guys are as important as we are. We're all about customer service. Now, this machine, Brother, have been talking to us about it for months, and they couldn't get the price down to where Mel felt it was such a deal that it was irresistible, because for an auto blade machine to be under the price it is crazy. So it took us a long time. We played proper hardball with this one, to the point that they came back to us and said that they would do this deal with you, but it's limited. When this machine has gone, it will be supported 100%.
Absolutely.
They're still supporting machines from 9 years ago.
Yep.
But this machine will not be available at this price. So this is a limited stock special deal.
Yep.
Now, there is still plenty of stock, but, and I'm going to share this, we don't know how long it's going to last. And Brother never tell us exactly how many they've got. It's just their thing. So we'll keep trying to get it for as long as we can. I know it's a considered purchase, but remember, you've got ClearPay, you've got Klarna, and you've got PayPal. So I'm just going to say that it's a deal. And if you are looking to upgrade or get yourself a scanning code, in my mind, I don't think you could get a better deal than this. This would be what would persuade me.
Absolutely.
Now, Sue's saying she bought this machine with the magazines, and there's so much content, it's insane. Just, do you know, it just is. The machine itself is incredible. And that technology has not changed in years. So you've got something that is going to last you years and years. I'll get off my soapbox now.
Right, so if we come and have a look at this now, you'll see the only one that it doesn't like is that one there, which is the white one, which is here. Look, this one here. So I'm going to show you what we would do. So I've dragged over the little letters at the bottom. I'm going to press OK, and I'm going to save this inside the machine's memory. So we're going to, in fact, we'll save it to the machine, because that's just quicker. Otherwise I've got to root through all my USB and find the right one. So it's now saving that file, and it's number 68. So now when I press home and OK, I'm going to retrieve the information from the machine's memory, and then I'm going to go down, and there is my file. Now there's some cleanup work to do on this for a start. Okay, so we're going to press OK and put it on what we call a workable mat. I'm going to go straight in and delete off that flower, because you don't want to waste the flower off the sheet, but you do want it. And I've got all those little pieces there. Need to work straight on, Melanie. There you go. Right, we'll leave those bits in there for now. And we're also going to get rid of these boxes at the top, because these are your number codes, and they're also your, I'm going to put this one in the bin. That's your barcode. And then we've got this one. So come on, get in there. There we go. Edit and bin. And bin. Right, so now I've got my files. Okay, so I'm going to group that together. So we're going to multiple select everything that's on the mat, press OK, go to Object, Edit, and group it together. Okay, now then, I'm going to unload this, and we're going to put this onto a sticky mat so that we can then cut it. But there's a trick, because as I said earlier, you can't put it on that way. you need to put it on this way. So all I do is line it up, and I use the dots on my mat to make sure that I'm getting it straight, because that's important. And I'm going to put it on upside down. I'm going to take a piece of paper and I'm going to burnish it with a piece of paper over the top, because you don't want to scratch those designs. Right, so now if we scan this in, we can lay one over the top. So I'm going to load this in.
Mel, is
Yes.
the screen the same as on the CM700?
Yes, absolutely. Is it, Andrew? It's 3.75, I believe, is it?
We're just checking
We're
for
checking
you
for
that
you.
it's exactly the same.
Scan and start. So that's the thing, isn't it? It's a smaller screen. If you've never used a bigger screen before, you won't notice any difference. And I flip between this one and my 1200
You
when
do.
I'm working, and Disney and the 135 that's got the
And
bigger
you don't
screen.
even think about
I
it.
just don't even think about
Right,
it now.
will it take the 24-inch mat?
So you can cut on every single CM and SDX model that we've ever brought you. You can cut on the 12 by 24 inch mats, but you can only scan the 12 by 12 mats into this model. I can't remember the last time I scanned in a 12 by 24 inch mat, years and years ago, because you've got to have a lot of space.
Will it take
You've got to have this much space at the back and this much space at the front.
Right, will it take the vinyl adapter?
Absolutely. So all your accessories, apart from your mats and your blades, will work with the SDX. So your embossing starter kit, your vinyl blade, your foiling starter kit, your paper piercing kit. No, that's not true. Paper pierce. Oh, is it? Paper piercing. Yes, it is. No, it is. Paper piercing. The paper piercing doesn't work on a CM because you can't lift the back rollers, and the mat hits the scanner unit at the back.
So it
But
does
yes,
work
it
on
does
this.
work on this.
Oh,
Absolutely.
and can we tell you it'll be back in stock next week?
Yes, it will. Paper piercing's coming back in next week. Right, so now, is it slightly smaller? How much smaller, Andrew? Okay, so this is 3.47. I must admit, I didn't notice any difference.
No, I've not either.
I'm not going to lie, I didn't notice any difference whatsoever. It's probably the same as the SDX 900. But you can work in canvas workspace if that's what you prefer, and send it. You can work on your phone or your tablet and send it.
Which is
This
becoming
is
a thing,
vehicle.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So if I go to edit and I zoom in, to 400%, what I've also got to do, because you'll notice if I line that up there, it doesn't line up properly. And that's because you need to flip it. And you flip it because you've reversed, in essence, by putting it colour side down, you've reversed the image. So although we scanned it in with colour side up so we can see it, when we're cutting it, we're going to reverse it so that this transparency doesn't stick to your mat, because you want to be able to get your flowers and you don't want all of it to be left on the mat. So then you can adjust it. So I'm going to scroll down here and you can see that it's finding all of those except that one that I deleted because I didn't want it to cut that one. So if we press OK now, and OK again, and OK again, I'm going to do this in every show for you. Please select and cut. I can now press start and watch what happens with this blade, and also listen. So this is now going along, it's recognising the mat and it's having a look at the depth from there. Then it comes on here and it has another look. And then it adjusts itself, so it's gone up and down. Now it's going down, it's going to jump very slightly up there, and then it's going to cut for you. And it's as simple as that. Now, if you didn't have a scanner in a cutting machine, you would have the cutting file on the screen and the image on the mat. And no easy way of lining the two up. This is an incredible opportunity to get into the SDX league, because although the CM machines are absolutely amazing, I still have my CM 900 at home. But what's different about this is they did a worldwide survey, did Brother, and the number one thing that people wanted was an auto blade, because the biggest fear, especially when you've paid a lot of money for a machine and you've invested in that, and the mats are the price that they are, and you can retack those mats and keep using them over and over again. We wanted to try and bring you a deal where we could get a really, 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 really good price for you. And I think we've managed to do that, because by the time you've knocked off your discount, so we've knocked £100 off and bought it to £299. We've never, ever, ever done a scan and cut under that £300 mark. And especially if this was the CM300 at that price, I'd be like, brilliant. This is an SDX with that auto blade technology. That's an absolute game changer, because what you don't want to be doing, if you don't have to, is setting your pressures and your blade depths. That's the thing that made people keep it in the box. What we're going to do is get it out of the box with you and take you on that journey with the club. So every time now we bring you an SVG download, you'll be able to access that download. And it's very much like when you invest in something like this, you invest the money at the beginning, and then the money that it saves you long term is absolutely phenomenal. For example, we used to do, well, we still do, USBs or downloads with 4 2 Red Robins collections on. If they're £60 each, that's £240. The download would have been, or the USB would have been $49.99. So by the time you've done that twice, you've paid for your machine.
Yeah, and a lot of you asking about the Tattered Lace subscription deal.
We can do that as well if you want.
We don't have that deal on at the moment, but that's the fun of shopping. Get the deal while we've got it. And apparently there is a deal on the website, but check out the deal on the website, guys.
Absolutely.
But, you know, this deal is amazing. What we'll do is, you're back at what time? 12. At 12 o'clock, we'll get the details of the deal that we've currently got on that magazine deal, and then bring it on the show for you.
Absolutely.
But listen, this is the thing about this is, it is a phenomenal deal, which is super exciting.
It is incredible.
Mel, we're being asked if you would show everybody what we've got on the rest of the show.
Absolutely.
I think it would be quicker if I don't. Yeah, if I don't
do it by myself.
Because I'm too slow. And also the other thing that I'm going to do is we have got.
It's gone back. It's realised that it needs to cut it again, because it's dense.
Yep.
It's looked at it and it's gone, okay, I'm going to do it again. So it's just changed the cutting time and it's going to do it again. And that's the great thing. It will do it to make sure that you get the cleanest cut you possibly can. Right, I'm going to
Rachel's
go
just
down here.
said she made all her wedding favours with it, and she absolutely loves her SDXTL.
Brilliant.
I'm going to go and get ready with Amanda.
Yes.
For this show that I've got here while you show everybody. Can I just say, everybody, this machine with the deal, so let me just reiterate, and you can say it again, Mel, is if you have already got the club subscription, you will still get another 3 months worth. Okay, because
perfect.
This is the deal. So that machine on its own should cost £399. Today's price is £299, but that is before any club discounts. So if you are brand new to us, join the club. It's free. I mean, we're not saying spend £20 to get £20 off. No, it's absolutely free. Let's say you're in the first tier, because the more money you spend, the higher up the tier you go. You're going to get 5% off. That brings that price down to £284. That's crazy. We're going to give you points. Those points could go towards your next cutting mat. We're going to give you £14.20's worth of points. £14.20. That's a chunk of money. But then we're also going to give you the £30 club or the $29.99 club. So imagine you're going on this journey, and now every month you've got a class for the next 3 months. That's blinking brilliant.
Absolutely.
And do you know what price that brings that down to? £239.86. No wonder we just got busy. That's the value that you are getting.
Absolutely.
In this machine. You've got 3 months worth, and every month it's a brand new file you've never seen before, teaching you something new that's relatable to that. And I know I'm on my soapbox. I'm just going to tell you, just shop for it, and I'm going to go out the way.
Shop machine. That's going to get you that. Right, it's on its way, it's doing its thing. So let's go and have a look at what else we've got for you on this counter. So if you want a scanning mat, if you're on your Sospeso Trasparente journey and you want a scanning mat, it's Shop Scan, and it is, Andrew, how much is it please, the scanning mat? £23.30, random. But that will be a one-off purchase. Right, so we've done the Sospeso. You've seen now how to cut it. So if you want, I'll come back to these in a little while, but if you want this one with your campanella, your blue butterflies, your iris and your passiflower, then it's $35.99. We'll get you all of these.
I'm really sorry. I promise I am going now. But Daphne just made a really good point.
Oh, go on.
You can buy this machine anywhere else, but you won't get it at that deal. I can tell you now, that is the best deal. I'm going to say in the world, because I know nobody else can do it, because nobody else has done this deal with Brother. But also, nobody else gives you education like we do. Education. We've got other companies using our education to sell you the machine. And even then, it's more expensive.
Absolutely.
So, if you want to come on this journey with us, which I am so excited for you about,
me too.
Please do it now.
Right. I'm going to concentrate on this deal because I think it's really important that the value is absolutely phenomenal. Right. So, let me talk to you about this deal. I've been chatting to Brother and I really, really, really wanted to bring you an SDX under £300. And you can imagine I got a lot, Stephanie, your microphone, I got a lot of kickback. So, Scan and Cut SDX TL. They came round to my way of thinking, a bit like when they did with the stencil glue, and they agreed. So they rang us yesterday and said, right, you can do it at $299. Which I nearly fell off my chair. I was like, seriously? They were like, yeah. I said, are we talking about an SDX? Yeah, brilliant. Right, so SDX TL. What comes in the box? 2 standard mats. Now they're £24.75 each. So you're getting a nice bit of value in there as well. You get your stylus and your spatula and your auto blade. And that's really important because it's an SDX. So what that means is you can put all sorts of different materials on your mat, and you can scan it in and it will find the depth of that material and it will cut it out. It's brilliant. Now then, on top of that, so we've knocked £100 off, $299. On top of that, even if you're in the first tier, so our tier system for points works in that if you're in tier 1, you get X amount. Then when you spent so much, you go into the next tier and the next tier and the next tier. So the discount that you're going to get brings it down to $284.05 if you are in that first tier. If you're in a higher tier, it'll bring it down further. Then you're going to get points back worth £14.20. They'll be put onto your account in a couple of weeks' time. So when we do shows, you can use it towards a product, which is brilliant. And then on top of that, we're going to give you the first 3 months of club included. So you'll get 3 classes, you'll get 3 sets of files as they come out month by month. And then you'll get access to that Facebook group. If you are already a club member, you own a CM machine and you are upgrading to an SDX today, we will give you the next 3 months of club membership instead of the existing one, just to make it fair for everybody. So that's what Stephanie's decided this morning. That's what we're doing. So today, and we have got quite a lot of stock, but we haven't got thousands of them, okay? And when it's gone, it's gone. So $299 gets you the SDX TL, 682 pre-installed images, 7 full fonts, 100 quilt blocks, plus 90 tattered lace designs that you access free via the Art Spirit app. I will get that video put out for you on our socials today so that you can go to that video and see how all that works. So today, with everything knocked off, including the club and the discount on your points, $239.86. You're saving a small fortune here, which is absolutely amazing. I will be back at 12 o'clock where we'll go properly down this counter. We'll talk to you more about the MDF pieces because they're back in stock, which is brilliant. Thank goodness for that. We've been waiting for those for a while. And then we'll also go down the counter and show you all of these goodies. But what an incredible opportunity right now today. Maybe it's payday, maybe it's a couple of days before payday. Don't worry, we'll have the stock. Don't worry about that. You'll be able to come in and access this deal, which is absolutely phenomenal. Thank you to Brother for doing this for us and for you. Thank you to Stephanie for changing that club thing so you'll get the next 3 months, which is really important, because if you've already bought it, you don't want to miss out on it. So that's going to be really exciting. Stephanie will sort that out after she comes off air at 10 o'clock. So don't email help yet, because Diane or Sean will sit there and go, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I will see you back at 12 o'clock. Now, next door, they're about to launch Family Favourites Volume 3. It's a nice, neat collection, and it's a cracking price. And I will see you back at 12 o'clock with this deal all over again. So stay tuned, and I'll see you soon. Bye.